DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Welcome to FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. I'm Jim Sinacropi live inside the FingerLakes1.com studios, and I'll be joined here today with Katherine Chase. She's the Executive Director of the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail, and the Solar Eclipse is coming up on April 8th, Monday, April 8th. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and of course, what a better place to take in the eclipse than a winery on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. So we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that's going on surrounding that huge event coming up on Monday. And so hang out. Should be a good show. We're also going to have a half moon cookie and a nice coffee liqueur cocktail. But first, today's episode of FLX Weekly is brought to you by Auburn Auto Group. When it comes to the selection and service after the sale, Auburn Auto Group has been the premier destination for new and used car buyers for 40 years. Among the brands offered on Route 5 in Auburn include Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Honda, Toyota, and Subaru. Thanks to their wide range of makes and models, you're sure to find your new or used car at Auburn Auto Group. And Seneca Falls Country Club. What would be a better place to experience the solar eclipse on April 8th than on the golf course at Seneca Falls Country Club? SFCC will be handing out free solar eclipse viewing glasses and with every tee time on Monday the 8th. And we'll be hosting a viewing party on their patio, complete with eclipse-themed drink and food specials. Check out all the details at SenecaFallsCountryClub.com. And when you're there, be sure to check out the new member special because the new season is really upon us here as this will be our final show of March. It's Wine Wednesday. Katherine Chase, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, the solar eclipse. I mean...
Yeah, kind of. We did have one 5 years ago, but this one is the last one for 50 years, I think.
Well,
30 or
we're
50 years.
in totality here.
Yeah, we're in totality. 3 of my wineries are in full totality. Montezuma, Swedish Hill, and Knapp. They have full totality for the 2 to 3 minutes, whatever it ends up being. And then there's a few of them. Even partial totality is going to be really neat to see. I kind of picture, you remember the old movie Independence Day with Will Smith from the 90s, and the alien ship comes over? That's kind of what I picture, even partial totality, probably feeling like. It'll still be a really cool experience, even if you're in the south end of it. But
Jackie
anyway.
Augustine was on the debrief podcast yesterday, and she was talking. She had been in a total solar eclipse before, and she just said it was unbelievable, and that everybody should be making plans for April the 8th to be able to, experience it. And to answer your question, last total solar eclipse in New York was 1925.
Oh, so 2017 wasn't a total.
No, not here in New York.
Okay.
And the next total solar eclipse in the United States will be 2045, but that probably won't be coming over our neck of the woods. So I mean,
that's why it is a big deal.
Yeah, and I've never experienced a total solar eclipse, only partial. And we are right in the line.
Yeah.
I'd say it looks, by looking at the map, you're talking about 10% of the country probably will get a chance to.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it since the summer.
Yeah, well, really,
and we're like, oh, big deal. It's far away. But now it's
Chambers
just
of Commerce
everywhere.
have been planning.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's been talking about it and planning it. There's guides and kits and strategies. And yeah, it's here. It's going to happen in a week and a half, 2 weeks, a week and a half.
Yeah, a week and a half.
So
2 Mondays.
Sunday is April 1st, and then the following week will be 2 Mondays from now.
2 Mondays from now, yeah. It'll be cool.
During the afternoon on April 8th, a total eclipse will encompass the western and northern parts of New York State, where really, if you look at the map, it comes right through, the central Finger Lakes region where we are. In less than 15 minutes, within a 3:15 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. window, the moon will pass between the Earth and the Sun, turning day into night for between 1.5 to 3.5 minutes, depending on where you are. And where we are, it'll be towards the longer end of that.
Yeah, the northern end of Cayuga. There's I think it's the NASA website. You can type in your address and it will show you an AI generated what should look like. You can kind of see what you can expect to experience for your address, which is neat too.
It's been a crazy.
Should the cloud coverage
Well, that's the
be
big thing.
what you want
Hopefully
it
we
to be,
get
of course.
clear skies
Yeah.
for it, but even if it is cloudy, it still would be a pretty interesting
Yeah.
phenomenon. But people are going crazy. Like
Yeah.
they're giving traffic warnings and
Oh yeah. Well, some people like to chase it, so to speak.
yeah.
To kind of go with the eclipse,
Huh.
to follow it, like
Yeah.
storm chasers, but for eclipse.
It's like driving at night.
Yeah, it'll be like driving at night. But anyway, so the eclipse is Monday. The bigger totality area definitely is the Rochester or Syracuse region. They're going to have a longer amount of totality. Granted, that's only a few minutes, but any amount of seconds more is longer. So we're really hosting something the Saturday and Sunday before. People will be in our region for a long weekend,
By the
no doubt.
tens or maybe hundreds of thousands.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yes. So we are doing a promotion called Sips to the Eclipse for that Saturday and Sunday. It is a free promotion, and each of the wineries is doing a little something fun for that weekend, and it's a little different everywhere you go. And to put a little fun spin on things, we have this little, I'm calling it a ticket, but it's not a ticket because you don't have to purchase it. It's a bingo card. So you can pre-register and I'll mail this to you, or you can pick it up when you get here if you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And this, if you purchase one bottle at a winery, you'll get a stamp. And then if you collect 6 or more, you'll be entered to win a grand prize, which are listed here. The grand prize is valued at $485. So there's a gift certificate to a couple different accommodations for future stays for over the summer or the fall. There's a gift certificate to a theater in Auburn.
Auburn Public Theater, Argos Bar Warehouse gift certificate, Barrister Ben Breakfast gift certificate for $50 off a night or $100 off 2 nights. Cayuga Lake Cabins offering a free night and a free sunset cruise ticket on Discover Cayuga.
Yep, which is a really fun boat cruise here on Cayuga Lake. And actually, the bottle stamps we are extending, those are good Thursday to Sunday, in case you are here a day early, or sorry, Thursday to Monday. If you're here a day early, we're also out on Monday to view the eclipse. But we have a secondary option, prize option, for some of the fun things that the wineries are offering, and that'll be a fun wine trail grand prize basket. So some of the fun things that you can experience while you're out on the wine trail that weekend, which I brought along with us, which we can sample and chat about. The first thing, we have a half moon cookie. And a lot of the folks coming aren't from the region, so they won't actually, I was just thinking about this. I was chatting with the owner at Cayuga Ridge Winery. They're offering this. A lot of the folks won't know what a half moon cookie is because that's actually an upstate New York thing.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of people call those black and tans. Like even down in New York City, they're black and tans. Half moon cookies, I think they originated maybe in Utica.
No,
I could
they
be a little wrong, but I know that it's not a nationwide thing.
Along with salt potatoes.
It likes salt potatoes, but I know half moon cookies aren't a regional thing. They're not nationwide even. So they're doing half moon cookies with the tastings. It just comes standard with your paid tasting. So that's a fun little thing that you can expect that weekend.
Where are they doing that?
This is at Cayuga Ridge.
Okay.
I think I might have convinced her to also sell them too, because personally, if I tried it, I would want some to
Right.
go with me on the road, because they're that good. They're gonna make theirs homemade. I cheated and got them at Wegmans because they're really delicious. And it's not with just a pairing, it's just you can sample it with your full tasting. And then the other offering I brought is Montezuma's Eclipse cocktail. It is with their new coffee liqueur that their distillery just put out. And they actually just partnered
You
with,
put a scoop of ice cream in here
there's
and
a
then
scoop
put
of
the,
ice cream with coffee liqueur. I used French vanilla Perry's ice cream. with a coffee liqueur, and they partnered with Simple Roast in Auburn to create that coffee liqueur. So it is a local roasted coffee with that liqueur. And the ratio is kind of your heart's desire to make that cocktail. And I've been pretty excited to try this liqueur. You could drink it day and night, morning, noon, night. They also have a ginger liqueur that they just put out as well.
Morning, noon, and night.
Morning, noon, and night. So,
That's good.
and we cannot sample these yet, but I brought them as a tease. Swedish Hill bottled specialty totality wines that they will.
For the Eclipse.
Yeah, special for the Eclipse. They're only opening them next weekend. There's a red and a white. You can only sample them and in the tasting room at Swedish Hill, April 6th and 7th. But I wanted to bring them on to show you, but we do not get to open them.
That's pretty cool for the one-day event.
Yep.
They're the special.
Commemorative bottles. You can keep them, drink them, have them and they're in totality, so you can buy them and sample them, drink them while you're there if you want to view them there. Take them home, keep them as a souvenir.
Save them for 2045 for the next.
Save them for
solar
2045.
eclipse.
We'll be around for that. That's only 21 years.
Most of the wineries will have these glasses too, you think?
So there are some of the wineries teamed up together, and there are some special wine themed ones. That's just a pair that my son brought from school for decoration.
They're different than 3D glasses. They look like 3D glasses.
They're
but,
different.
Like right
They
now,
have to
I can't
have
see anything. It's
yeah,
like
they
pitch
have
black.
to be. I can't remember the letters, but they have to be certified so you don't go blind. They have to have special things, so you can look at the sun without going blind.
Like totally, when I put them on in here in the studio, I can't see a thing. But if you look at the sun with it,
Yeah.
it should be great.
Americana, Buttonwood, Cayuga Ridge, Lucas, Montezuma, and Thirsty Owl all have wine-themed solar eclipse glasses for sale that you can purchase and keep for your 2045 eclipse, or just to have in your keepsake box. I keep all those little quirky things too. So,
I mean, when you think about this, obviously you want to be outside,
obviously, yeah.
and what better place to be outside than at a Cayuga Lake winery? Like, I'm thinking about any of these, Buttonwood Grove,
Yeah,
open space,
yeah,
view of the lake.
absolutely. Imagine the picture that you could take.
Right.
Even if it were
They
to,
should all probably be packed.
yeah,
I-
even if it were to snow, hopefully it doesn't, that's still an awesome picture to get, or a memory to have.
Eclipse in the snow.
Yeah, remember when it blizzarded on the eclipse? I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but
It also, we don't really know exactly what the weather's going to be like. It's a
Yeah.
little far out, but
Yeah.
weather does seem to be turning a little bit here in the next week to
It does
warm up a
look
little bit. Today's
promising.
beautiful.
yeah,
Today would have been a beautiful day for an eclipse.
it would have been, yes, if we got to choose. But some of the other things that you can sample that are also on that secondary prize bingo slot, there are specialty slushies, the specialty cocktails, like at Montezuma. Hosmer has a specialty slushie. Thirsty Owl has an Eclipse spritzer that they're creating. Like I mentioned, Swedish Hill has a specialty wines. 6 Mile Creek Vineyard has a Pick a Moon prize, so they have break apart moons, and then inside of those moons have different prizes containing free tastings, discounts for glasses or bottles, things like that. Lucas has commemorative ornaments, specialty wine drinks. Knapp has complimentary totality truffles with the tastings. They're in totality, and they have a really huge lawn. So they also have fire pits that'll be out that you can sit around, have a glass or have a bottle. I believe the restaurant will also be open by then, so you can hang out for a little while to enjoy the totality as well. Hosmer has a commemorative cup for their slushie. They have complimentary tastings from their Magnus bottle of sparkling wine. That's their giant bottle. Buttonwood, they have blind tasting, so they're black glasses of wine, which goes perfect with the concept of the eclipse. And then Americana has, they're calling it the dark side of the moon. It's dark chocolate fudge with special dark chocolate chips.
He's known for his fudge. We know that.
Known for his fudge, we know that, yes. So you get that with every tasting, and then he's also got little moon pie sandwiches to go with it as well. So they had some fun coming up with, little plays on the Eclipse to go with it, just to, give a little extra zhuzh with the tastings for folks, because they're going to be out and about, and they're going to be wanting to do something.
Up and down the winery. I mean, a good day would be, head out on Monday around noon and hit up one or two, and then pick the one that you want to be at.
All 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, it is amazing, because this has been something that's been talked about for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I didn't really hear about it. I think it was last April. It was about a year out. I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, whatever. And then some people, even into fall, they're like, this is nuts. And then I'm like, but people are really into this. And then hotels, we started hearing, Rochester hotels were full by fall.
Really?
Booked, yes. Because they're in totality. Cousiras, full.
Well, if you live in Albany, you're not
seeing it at
right.
all. Yeah.
So, drive a couple hours to the Finger Lakes, where you're in perfect. We really are lucky, I guess, to be kind of in the path, because not many people are.
No, you're not. When you look, it comes up like Texas, and then up through us, it curves a little. So west.
Yeah, basically right between Syracuse and Rochester. Boom.
Yeah, perfectly right through it.
And now, if you are in Albany or in Buffalo, you can tell something's going on, but it won't
doomsday. It'll look like
it won't be as extreme.
Yeah.
There it is. Paul's got us covered with a view of the Eclipse, and can we zoom into the Finger Lakes, Paul, on that, or no? Not to put you on the spot. And so it kind of does curve right along the lake, and anywhere in that black strip is a totality.
Yeah.
And
But even partial is going to be really cool to experience. But I think if you can get somewhere with totality, do it. I know a lot of the local schools have given the kids the day off. I think that's a safety thing, just to make sure that the parents are the ones making sure they don't look at the sun.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about safety, like we talked about with traffic. Not just, you're not supposed to look at it.
Oh, imagine the car is trying to look at it on the throughway.
Right. If you're on the road when this happens, people start rubbernecking up at the sky. And,
I didn't really think of that till just now.
I saw something today that 5-star bake locations are closing.
I saw Wegmans is closing for 30 minutes. To really also to allow the employees a chance to experience.
Right, and I think that's
it is that
cool.
Lifetime opportunity.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
that is fair.
What are we gonna do, Paul? We're gonna take
Just run outside really quick. You're in totality.
We'll head out to the front of the
lunch
North
break.
Park building here.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. The closer we get to it, the more excited I'm getting. It'll be a really cool experience. And even my house is in totality. So it'll be neat. And I know that there is concern for pets too, because some of them will be really shocked.
Right.
Because it'll just be dark all of a sudden.
Well, that's always funny to think about, what the ancient civilizations thought about stuff like. Of course, they thought it was an act of God.
Yeah,
which I guess
yeah.
in a kind of way, it is an act of God.
Yeah.
That they're aligning, but without our modern
Without
knowledge of
preparation.
astronomy, people were probably thought the world was coming to an end.
Sure. And then they're like, oh, phew, thank God it didn't.
The sun came back out.
Yeah.
But pets will probably be confused.
Yeah. A little bit, and then it'll be normal, but
So,
it'll be okay.
tens of thousands of visitors are expected to descend upon Rochester and Syracuse for the big event. Most of the rest of the state, including New York City region, will see a partial eclipse. The difference between a partial and a total eclipse is pretty extreme. I've seen a couple partial eclipses in my time, but never a total eclipse, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I remember in elementary school, it's a vague, long ago memory. It must have been a partial, though, if on your list. We weren't allowed to go outside at recess.
Because of the eclipse?
Yeah, something was going on with an eclipse, and they didn't trust us to not look at the sky. And it
Wow.
must have been because they didn't want us to look. I don't know.
Well,
But research wasn't as good back then either. So I don't know. But I guess I was.
what
leading
year
up
would
to
you think
something.
that would have been?
It would have been early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, without the internet back then, stuff like this just doesn't really catch on.
Right.
Communications are
Getting
different.
TV news.
Right, TV news and maybe a poster or something.
Yeah.
But now it's like really the hype for it is picking up.
Oh yeah.
And good for us. Great way to kick off the new,
Spring, yeah.
summer of 2024.
It's a really cool way. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Good point.
So, yeah.
After this weekend's kind of random weird snowstorm.
Yeah, that put a damper on things. I thought spring was hit in mid-March
Yeah.
when it was
So
early
did
March.
the buds that have popped out of my garden. I thought it was spring, but.
So how do you get one of these cards if you want to
So
participate?
you can pre-register on our website,
Go right
and I'll
to the
mail it to
website.
you, or you could pick one up at the wineries when you get here if you didn't. Not
So
a
the
big
first winery you go to,
they'll have a stack of these. And so if you buy a bottle at 6 of the wineries, you enter to win the grand prize that's listed. Just a fun little thing to kind of collect as you go. And then there's a secondary prize. So the secondary prize is you purchase a pair of solar eyeglasses, purchase one of the specialty cocktails, spritzers, or slushies. There's a photo booth that I forgot to mention. If you participate in that, they'll stamp you. If you participate in the
Where'll
blind
that be?
tasting, Swedish Hill has a photo booth. Or if you do one of the complimentary specialty tastings, which the food or wine. So if you get 3 out of those 5, you're entered to win the secondary prize of the CLWT gift basket.
And where can you get this coffee liqueur?
That is at Montezuma Winery.
So it's Hidden Marsh
Hidden
brand,
Marsh.
but it's Montezuma
Yeah,
Winery.
that's their distillery, the name of their distillery. Yep.
Yeah, this was something a little different and delicious.
I haven't tried it yet because I was talking. But
60 proof coffee liqueur,
it smells amazing, though.
roasted in Auburn, New York, they say
Yep.
on the back of here.
Ooh, it is strong. Yep. It is by Simple Roast in Auburn. So they teamed up with a local company to create their coffee liqueur. And it just released a handful of weeks ago. So it's a new release.
So where are you personally going to be when the total eclipse hits its peak?
Well, I don't know.
You haven't made a plan yet?
I haven't made a plan yet.
Will it be at one of these wineries, you think?
I want to be in totality, so yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really made
figured
a
it out
plan
yet. I'm
yet.
just winging it.
I would imagine we'll just walk outside here of the office for
Yeah.
20 minutes maybe, or maybe take off early and
See what the weather's doing and then make the plan.
well, that will be a big part of it.
Yeah.
If it's a nice day, I could see myself driving down to Buttonwood,
Yeah.
or any of these actually, but Buttonwood has that big lawn. You could.
Yeah. They do.
And it would be fun probably to experience it with a big group of people.
It would be, yeah. It'd be like a viewing party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
And then it'll be over and everybody will be wondering what to do next.
Go back to work.
But yeah, it's coming up Monday, April 8th. The total eclipse right here in the Finger Lakes. About 3:15 to 3:30 is when it will reach totality, and it should last for between 1.5 to 3.5 minutes, depending on exactly where you are. And day will turn into night in the middle of the day. Look at that, the Eclipse Explorer.
Is that about how fast? No, that's not obviously how fast it'll go.
Well, they got a little clock with it too. What's this website, Paul? NASA. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's the
and
place to go for all
There
things
is
celestial.
that site on NASA where you can plug your address directly into. It'll simulate your totality, which is cool.
Yeah. And I mentioned too, one of our sponsors today, St. Falls Country Club, is having an event where, if you book one of the tee times leading up, so if you tee off between like 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock, right up to like 2 o'clock probably, you'll be out on the golf course when it happens. That's a pretty cool place to watch an
Yeah,
eclipse
for
too.
sure.
But there are limited tee times for people to do that. And you can book online at their website, stfallscountryclub.com. And then if you're not on the golf course, you can always just hang out on the patio and watch it. Or, again, that's right on the wine trail as well, so you could make your way down to, I think the first winery you'd come to might be Buttonwood heading south on Route 89.
It would be directly on 89. It'd be Buttonwood, but Knapp would be your first.
Oh, you take a right on Ernsberger
Yeah.
Road. Yep.
And Knapp has totality as well, and Buttonwood has partial. It just is in between Knapp and Buttonwood.
Yeah, and then a little further south, you can find yourself at Hosmer or Thirsty Owl
Well,
or
it'd be Swedish Hill, actually, not
Swedish
Nap.
Hill would be next.
Yeah, Swedish Hill would be next. Because I live near the country club, so it'd be
And
Swedish
if you
Hill.
headed north, it would be
It'd be
Montezuma.
Montezuma. So really, take your pick. You're close to all of those at this country club. That'd be interesting, like midnight. It'd be like midnight golfing.
Yeah, I think
Kind
you'd
of.
have to stop. I was wondering
have to
about
stop,
that. If you're on
'cause
the golf course,
It's gonna be pitch. They're making it feel like it'd be pitch dark.
yeah, no, it would be, and you won't be able to see the people in front of you. So
your ball.
maybe they should make some sort of warning. Hey, look,
You're gonna have to stop
at
or
this
get glove
time,
sticks.
this time just stop for 5 minutes and
You
then
have to
start
stop. You're
again.
gonna have to stop. Yeah, completely. Really, you're yelling.
I can't wait. I'm getting excited.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
So
That's what's gonna alert. That's what's gonna alarm the dogs. Is that's gonna be just suddenly because they have internal clocks that are so honed.
yeah, right.
Like every night at a similar time, my dog gets the nighttime
Well, they're
zoomies,
tuned in.
and she's gonna be like, "What the heck's going on?" But
Well, no dog glasses. They make Solar Eclipse dog glasses.
I think their eyes are different because they can see in the dark.
Well, keep them
They're smarter than we are
in a lot of ways.
in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, they're also
In a lot of
dumb.
ways, they're not.
Well, Katherine, thanks for coming in and talking about this. This is the countdown begins.
Yes.
And there's plenty of stuff going on at the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. Be a perfect spot. And I'm excited to see how many people do come
Yeah.
to the region because what they're saying is tens of thousands.
I've heard some counts be hundreds, thousands.
Yeah.
For the Finger Lakes region in general.
And again, that's why, exercise caution on Monday, make your plan, stick to it. Don't plan on just wandering around probably during the hour or so before and after the eclipse. I don't know. Should be interesting.
I imagine leaving is going to be a little bit of a nightmare on
Right,
Monday because
yeah.
a lot of people are going to leave immediately after totality, if I
Right.
had to guess.
So the throughway.
That'll be a
and
bigger city issue. Like Rochester will be really congested, I imagine. But if you're down here, it
another
won't be
reason
as
to
much.
come down to the country.
Another reason.
Come down to wine country.
Absolutely. We don't get as congested.
Well, thanks for joining us. Wherever you do enjoy the eclipse, I hope you have a great time. We're going to be off next week, so we won't have another show before the eclipse on the 8th. If you do enjoy our show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back on what would be the 2 days after the eclipse on the 10th for our next show. Until then, have a great last weekend of March, first weekend of April here in the Finger Lakes.